Well, hello everybody. Hello fans of D&D. Hello fans of miniatures. I happen to be a fan of both. Now listen, I know with the quarantine and all that's going on this year, it's been difficult for people to get together. I mean, let's face it, it's difficult for people to get together, for schedules to line up anyway, even when we're not experiencing a pandemic. And I know a lot of people are doing Roll20 right now, which is fabulous, which is fine. I am just an old school guy. I love miniatures. I love being there. I love playing in person. I love real dice, real maps and books, and people sitting around together eating Cheetos and Doritos and drinking Mountain Dew. And miniatures is at least 50% of the fun for me. So if you don't have miniatures, it's just not even for me. So what I thought I'd do, I laid out my small miniature collection here, and I just thought I'd go through them and kind of look and see what we have, kind of showing off my miniature collection, if you will. Some of these were donated to me, others I got in the bargain bin at Atomic Comics. Shout out to Atomic Comics, the best comic store in town. But nothing beats a home game, a home game. And that's what this is all about. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started with the miniatures. I actually want to get my little headlamp, because I am going to try and read to you what these figures are. And without this headlamp, even with the light above, I don't feel like I can do it justice. All right, and I don't want to blind you, so I'm going to sort of aim it down, if that will work. All right, so here we go. All right, here's camera angle 2, looking directly at the miniatures. Here they are, all spread out before you, just as you see them here. And I think the way that we're going to try to run this, if I'm correct, we're going to try to do the picture-in-picture, right? So you're going to see a picture-in-picture here, so you can see you can see me looking at them up in the corner, and then showing them up close here. All right, so we'll just go ahead and start with this one right here. This is an impressive figure. This, I want to make sure that you can see him well. And this is a Frost Giant Jarl. As you can see, he is this. 95% of these miniatures are pre-painted, so I can't take credit for the paint job on these. But that is one. We're going to move on next to one of my all-time favorite figures, and that is, of course, the Purple Worm. There it is, right there, in all its glory and detail. Shout out to DM Scotty. DM Craft, he makes his own Purple Worm. He recently put together a video showing how to make a new and improved Purple Worm, and I tell you, it honestly, it blows this thing away. But as far as pre-purchased Wizards of the Coast, you can't go wrong with the old Purple Worm. All right, up next we have, what's this guy? Cyclops. Now, this one here was given to me by my brother-in-law because he had doubles. We did some trading and some swapping. So there's the classic Cyclops characters. As you can see, I want to grab your attention. I don't want you to leave, so I'm doing all the really good ones first. Here, this one here is really cool. This might just look like a regular old alligator to you, but this is, in fact, a Vise Jaw Crocodile. I don't know if you can read that. Vise Jaw Crocodile. So he is going to be more difficult to defeat than a regular crocodilian. All right, up next we have, what is this guy called? A Wormer, what does that say? Wormerhaz. Wormerhaz. He's a creepy looking sort of centipede insect character, very large size miniature. Kind of a contradiction in terms, isn't it? A jumbo miniature. Jumbo shrimp. Here we have Bahamut. How is that? Ball Hamoth. And that is a ferocious creature. Would not want to come across him in a dark alley, I'll tell you what. And here we have a giant fire element. Here it is, huge fire elemental right here. 2006 Wizards of the Coast. He's a biggin. He's a big. I love miniatures. They're so fun. Fun to look at, fun to hold. And here we go. One of my absolute favorite miniatures, starting right off the bat, is the classic Beholder. The Beholder. That's right. This is part of the series 32 of 60, LE83 Beholder, 2005 Wizards. And he is magnificent. You would not want to encounter one of these unless you were a very high level character to defeat him, because each one of those eyes can usually do something else. And this is a Beholder Lych. Look at this guy here. He's like an undead Beholder. He doesn't even have an eye in his main eye socket, but he's got the eyes and the other little ones there. That's a creepy one. I can't spend too much time because I do want to try to go through most of them, and I just can't spend too much time. So once we start getting to the smaller characters, I'm going to be zipping through and just showing them to you real quick. Fire Titan, right here. There he is. Look at that. Look at that ferocious Fire Titan. Now his sword of fire is a little bent, and you know there's two ways you can deal with that. If you have bent swords or bent characters that are leaning that shouldn't be, hot water, and then very hot water, and then plunging them into cold water after you have positioned them how you want them. Or you can just use what good old DM Scotty uses, and that is a hot air gun. A shrink wrap gun, a very high-powered hairdryer might work. I don't know. Now this one here I got, it was just having a sale, a bin full of miscellaneous characters. I got him for $1. And this, of course, is Saruman from the Lord of the Rings. He is very detailed. I have not been able to get him off of this click base. I am not into the click game. So eventually, though, I will get him off of there and put him on a large black bottom. All right, what do we have here? Oh, our first dragon, right? I think this is our first dragon. Now, his wings are a little too much together. They need to be spread apart. But that's one of those hot water or hot air things. And this one is called Bahamut. See, this stupid autofocus. Aspect of Bahamut. And there he is. He is a ferocious looking dragon dude. And here we have a, what is this one called? A gold dragon, a young gold dragon. Although he's young, he's still incredibly smart. And he can do a lot of damage for a young gold dragon. All right. Now, these are just some miscellaneous pieces here. I will warn you, there are some miscellaneous pieces. This, for example, I got from the Dollar Tree. He can be anything, playing any adventure. I would like to paint him again because he's just a little... I'm not a huge fan of the lime green, but he can serve well as a green dragon or any color that I decide to paint him. Here's another Dollar Tree find, I believe, and he was some color, and I just decided to paint him with a base white, and I could change that. And I think with a decent paint job, he could be a very large, cool dragon. Here's a small dragon. This is a small, what's that one called? A green spawn razor fiend. So he's a small little guy right there. Kind of cool. And here's one that I got from, what's it called? Reaper Miniatures. Love those Reapers. Any of these that are on the table that have been painted by hand are Reaper miniatures that I have painted. And this one is, see, these aren't really titled. They say what they are in the package, but I guess this could be considered sort of a Griffon. I have another one of these floating around here somewhere that is pre-painted. Oh, here, I found them. I'll show them to you next. But anyway, I painted this guy. Did a decent job. I still got to touch up his toes a little bit there. But, the eyes are always the hardest. I'll give you a quick tip on the eyes. Get yourself a toothpick, and you can put the pupils in there on just about any character. A toothpick. And if he's a really tiny character with extremely tiny pupils, then get yourself a pencil and sharpen it, really sharpen, and just dip the tip in white or black or whatever you're trying to go. This is a Reaper miniature gelatinous cube. Now, I've seen a lot of gelatinous cubes on the market. This one is my favorite one because it's very irregular shaped, and it can also open like that for you to put a character inside. There is a little bit of gelatinous goo in the middle too. That's sort of like a 3-piece set right there, and you can just close it up, and you can actually still see, not very good, but you can kind of see a character if you put him in there. All right. Let's see, what else? Oh, what is this ugly thing? My goodness, this is a large Chaos Beast. Wow, looks like something out of the John Carpenter's The Thing, doesn't it? That is just a mess. That is just a big blob of mess. I don't want to, I mean, I have a monster manual, but I'm not going to go and get him and tell you the exact stats of every one of these monsters. You can look them up yourself. I will tell you the name of them. This is Berserk Flesh Ghullam. And he looks pretty berserk right there. Very good pre-paint on him by Wizards of the Coast. Flesh Ghullam. Okay, there you go. And what do we have here? We have a, this is going to be hard to read on camera. This is a Emolith. Emolith. And he's one of those sort of translucent kind of, see if I can get you a close-up of his, he's got kind of an ugly face there. All right, and let's see, what do we have here? It looks like pretty badass. Aspect of Nerol. That dude's scythe is a little, needs to be straightened, but look at that artwork and that face. That is intense, isn't it? Look at that. Come on, camera. He's got those red eyes and the skulls around his belt. He's a good size miniature, too. Yep. All right, moving right along, moving right down the line. Here's another green, this is actually a real young green dragon. That's what that one is right there, a young green dragon. All right, let's see this one. Let me hold the camera away so I can look and see what he is. A small fire elemental. Small fire elemental. And this was the, or if you remember, this was the huge fire elemental, and that is the small, so you can see the difference in the size there. Here is a little, what is this called? A fire method. Kind of neat fire method. All right, what this one is a large fire elemental. This would be the next one down from the huge fire elemental. So whenever you need fire, there he is. And then there's a couple of these small ones that I just showed you. I have like 3 of those all together. I don't think I showed you this one, did I? This is Balhanoth. Maybe I did show you, I just don't remember. Pretty good paint job on that one. This is some kind of goblin, right? Oh, a troll. I'm sorry. A Blade Rager troll. A Blade Rager. And you can see why they call him that. Look at those blades. Freddy Krueger ain't got nothing on this guy. Look at that face, boy. He is just ferocious character. Look at that. Okay. Moving right along. The feral troll. This is just a feral troll. Got a real good face on him. He needs some pupils, though. I might add some of those. Some people prefer not to have pupils. Makes them look more monstrous. That's a good looking figure. I like. I'm kind of showing you my favorite ones first. The larger monsters are my favorite. Here we have a 2-headed dude. We've got a couple of these. Let's see. This one is called Anton, Jack of Irons. Anton, Jack of Irons. Some of these are really old. I don't know what year this is from. I think that most of these, all these figures are from 2000 or later. We have another 2-headed dude right here. You'll have to excuse the fact that he is leaning into his mace. He needs to be repositioned. This is Eaton Skirmisher. 2005. So that is a 15-year-old figure right there. Sorry about my finger. He's got a pretty ferocious looking paint job on those faces there, right? Look at that. Pretty neat. And what is this guy? He is Fire Giant Forge Priest. And he needs a little Viagra for his anvil mallet here. Look at that. He's got a scary looking face, doesn't he? Look at that. Great paint job on that one. Pre-painted by Wizards, of course. 2006. So he is 14 years old. And then what do we have here? Ooh, this is a scary looking dude, and he's very large too. Dire Wolf. Dire Wolves are very large, very mean. And there he is, right there in all his glory. I think I have two or three of those, I think. Oh, check out this spider. This is awesome. This guy is called a huge fiendish spider. And boy, ain't that the truth. This is like one of the ones that took Frodo or Bilbo. I forget which one was the young one. Yeah, took them and wrapped them up there. Okay, here's another little dragon. This is actually considered a large green dragon. Sorry if you cannot read that because the camera is trying to focus on the stuff in the background. Whoops. Okay. A large green dragon. A little more difficult to defeat than the small. I was talking to you earlier about the Griffon. This is the store-bought one. His wings are in bad shape. They need some heat, some water, or some hot air blown on him because he has a magnificent wingspan. So that's that. We did that dragon. What is this guy down here? Okay, he is Manticore Sniper. And he is sort of like a dragon with wings, with sort of a demon's face there. Very mean looking face. Moving right along, I believe this might be my biggest Wizard's dragon here, and this is Elder the White. Elder the White Dragon. His wings need some attention because he's just leaning over too far. You see, they shouldn't lean that far forward. He should be standing up a lot straighter, but pretty magnificent. Wouldn't want to come across him. All right, let's see what else. Here we have this guy. This is the Displacer Beast, Pack Lord Displacer Beast. Let's see if I can get you a focused look at this. He could probably use some heat to get these tentacle thingies out of his face, but he is pretty impressive. This guy definitely has a leaning problem. This is the Stone Giant Rune Carver. He is ready to carve some stones. Sort of has a the hills have eyes kind of thing going on with his head and his face there. Good paint job on that one, but he is leaning a little bit too much. Who else do we have here? What is this guy? He is all armored up. He is called a Cadaver Collector. Ooh. Yeah, I guess he is, huh? He is a Cadaver Collector, hence all the stones, and he actually has a cadaver on his back. Good paint job on him. Very, very cool. All right, what do we have here? This is one of the ones we got from the dollar bin. Don't know what he is. Some sort of tree creature. He looks like he's made out of roots and trees, sort of like a tree ant. I am Groot type of fella. Let's see, did I show you? Yeah, I showed you that one. All right, here's a large shadow dragon. Ooh, shadow dragon. You can see he's sort of translucent there. Very nice, okay. And then we have a celestial giant stag beetle. You know, there are really the beetles that are this large. If you lived in a part of the country or a part of the world where you could get these pincher beetles this big, you could freeze dry him or something and turn him into a miniature. All right, here is a greater Barghest. Barghest? That is like a ferocious werewolf with sort of like a very demon-y kind of face. All right, and let's see what this guy is. Some kind of little dragon. He is a medium copper dragon. A medium copper dragon. All right. Now I have a large copper dragon in the other room, but he needed some super glue attention, so he is not going to be with us for this appearance. But he is pretty cool looking. And this is called a living, flaming. Oh, let me see. I can't. Sphere. Living, flaming sphere. So that would go good with your fire elementals there. This is Oni, or Oni. He's got a little bit of a problem keeping his sword straight, but if you can imagine, he's blue and he ain't taking it no more. He came to kick butt and chew bubble gum, and he looks like he is all out of bubble gum, or maybe he's made of bubble gum. What's that say up there? Evil. Oh, he says he's evil. Okay. I didn't question that. All right, we have a Magma Brute. Magma Brute. This guy's cool. He's got a cool cleaver. Look at that. Look at that face. I mean, that is... I love the detail. Ogre Executioner. You know, I mean... The detail is greater in these than they were in the Star Wars action figures, and they were much bigger when they first came out. Even though Star Wars action figures they make today aren't as detailed. Okay, let's take a look. This is a Nessian Warhound. He's sort of like a ferocious Doberman, I guess, on steroids with armor. So you definitely don't want to mess with that guy. Here's a Gargoyle. What kind of gargoyle? Does it just say? It just says Gargoyle. Pretty neat. It's neat, man. It's totally neat. And this one is called a giant. Ooh, a giant centipede. Okay, sorry. Let me get him on camera there. Whoops. Don't you hate it when you drop your miniatures, especially those ones that break? That one didn't break though. That's a giant centipede. He ain't playing. But you know, there are centipedes that are real in this world and that are bigger than that in real life. All right. Moving right along. He does not want to stand up, that gargoyle. All right. I showed you that. Okay. The gelatinous cube, the Griffon. Here's one. Now this guy has a broken sword. But I have the piece in the case. It just needs glued back together. And this one is called a Mezzoloth. Mezzoloth. Scary looking dude. This one is not named. He was part of a dollar bin, and I used a one of those click games. This is I just say a werewolf. He could be a werewolf or a wolf zombie or whatever. This is another one. This is actually was sold in a dollar pack. And this is, I believe this is an ogre from Lord of the Rings. And I made the base that he's on. It's actually just some sort of cardboard and sand and glue, I think. I'm kind of proud of that. That was one of the first bases I ever made. And he was chasing Frodo around in, I think, the first Lord of the Rings movie. And you know what I think I'm going to do? There's just too many to do every single one of them. I mean, this video would go on for hours. I'm just going to sort of pick and choose the ones that I think are extra cool, like this guy right here, a dire bear. There it is, a dire bear. Very cool. Nice. What is this guy? This is a devourer. Now check this guy out. They did They did an excellent job on him. Come on, focus on him. There you go. And if you see, he's devouring somebody, is in his midsection there. Very good paint job. Very good detail in that one. Devourer. And he ain't playing. This one here is a roper. Check that one out. A roper. Wow, that thing is horrible. Imagine stumbling into that guy's mouth. Or maybe one of those tentacles could whip out and grab you, you know. Use your imagination. And of course read his stats in the monster manual. Bone Claw Impaler. Wow, look at that. Look at those hands there. Jeez. That dude is freaky. Look at the bone sticking out from his arm. He's just rotting away. But still, nobody you want to mess with. Here's a little dragon here. So I think this would be considered, oh, a large black dragon. Wow. Large black dragon. He needs a little bit of heat. A little bit of heat love for his wings. Straighten him up a little bit, but he's still cool. I have a few unpainted miniatures on here too. I think I had originally bought this one for my wife, who was going to play, but then she never did. What else do we have here? This guy. I think I already showed you him. Cadaver Collector. Yes, I did. The Zombie Hulk. Man, look at that guy. Zombie Hulk. Wow. Wow. Got like a beard going on. Zombie Hulk. This one is the Ogre Skirmisher. So I have one camera over there, the GoPro, which is filming me just sitting in front of the, and then I'm using my iPhone 11 Pro Plus to film because I did a test with both cameras to see which one would be better at zooming in and getting the details of these miniatures. And the iPhone Plus 11 Pro 1. This is a Nightmare. Get it? Mare. Pretty cool looking, scary horse. Here's one of the earlier ones I ever painted. This is a, what's it say? Ogre Chief. And this is a Reaper miniature, I believe. And he has been in storage for quite some time. It looks like he's got some cobwebs or something on him. He is a mess. But that's one of the first miniatures I ever painted. And he is not, I would guess he is not 100% finished. But I am very proud of the work I did on that shield. Look at that skull. And that shield. One of the first miniatures I ever painted. And he needs probably a good cleaning. Here's one that I like. I have a couple of these, 2 or 3 of these. This is a rat swarm. Just a giant swarm of rats. That can get you in a lot of trouble. Speaking of swarms, let me show you these other 2 swarms real quick. This is a rot Scarab Swarm. So those are those scarab bugs that eat the flesh right off of your bones. And then we have, this one's called a Demon Web Swarm. So those are like little red spiders. Demon Web Swarm. All right, what else do I want to show you? I showed you the Griffon there already. Here's a dude on a horse. This is Valinar Nomad Charger. Valamad. He reminds me of like a Mongolian warrior or something. Nomad. All right, here's a cool little insect-looking dude. This is Chesme. Chesme? And he just is, he looks like he sort of almost has like a crow mouth. If you can see his face, it looks sort of like a big beak on there like a crow, with the body of a insect. All right, here is a cool looking vampire direwolf. I showed you a direwolf earlier. This is a vampire direwolf. Good for your Ravenloft adventures. And here is a white Winter Wolf. He doesn't look that scary, but if you're surrounded by him, you'd be in trouble. Winter Wolf. This is a red slide, S-L-A-A-D, red slide. Sorry to be ignoring these little miniatures. There are a lot of really cool ones out there. I think I showed you, that's the Greater Barghest. I already showed you that one. Here is Grell. Anybody that's been playing D&D for any amount of time knows about this guy. You do not want to encounter one of these. He needs a little help with his tentacles. It shouldn't be that close to his mouth, but I actually have another one of these somewhere that I painted. I don't know where it is at the moment. This is another one that I painted. This is a mimic. I don't know why I went with green. I kind of wish I'd have gone with brown now, but I just wanted it to look like it came off a ship and maybe it had like algae on it or something. He's got a purple tongue, which they usually do, and the teeth and the gums, and I don't think I really painted his eyes, if he has any. And there's a skull inside there. Yeah. And he did not come with, I had to glue this on a base that came from something else because he did not have a substantial base. Here's another unpainted one. I think this is from Magic the Gathering tabletop game. I don't know how I ended up with this piece here, but he is unpainted. I don't even know what he is. Here's another one from that same set. I think that's Magic the Gathering. I'm not exactly sure what that one is. This is the first thing I had. I got so excited when I saw this one because it's not truly a beholder. It's made out by it's made by Reaper Miniatures. So I don't think they can legally say beholder, but he's one of the early ones I painted. That mouth was very difficult to do, and that rough skin was not easy either. I tried to sort of paint the eyes white. I guess he's sort of another unfinished one. But, you know, those are fun. They're sentimental to me because I painted them by hand. Here's another one that I painted by hand. This is a troll, right? Isn't that what, a goblin or something? Troll? I don't know. But I painted him. I think I did a pretty good job on him. I probably could have done the inside of his mouth a little better, but got his legs and the base there. Is that what that base is? Well, I like him. He's a neat looking character. And here is one of the first, this is a gargoyle. I think this might be like a vampire gargoyle. And I painted him too. He was all white when I first got him. He just looks a little aged, like he could be a real gargoyle now. This one is very cool. This blue, what is he called? Ethereal Marauder. Dun, dun, dun. Right! Yeah, you wouldn't want to tangle with this guy right here, boy. He is just, he looks like he has a lot of quick twitch muscles that can launch at you with a quickness. Here is Frodo and Gandalf. I got this in one of those dollar packs. This was part of a Lord of the Rings click game, and I just took it off their base. I think it was already painted. And he's just reading about his big adventure he's about to go on. All right, there's another swarm of rats over there. Here is, just got this from a dollar bin. He's sort of like a werebear kind of thing, I guess you'd call him. And, you know, I had a bear too that I was very proud of. I know it's probably somewhere out in the garage, but he is a bear that I painted. And he was, I don't know what, but I just did a really good job. I wanted to show that off, but I don't know where he is. I like this one. This is a Thunder Tusk Boar. And that, as you can see, is a boar with a coat of arms there protecting his head, a little bit of his snout. He's got a saddle. So he's made for riding. Here's a neat one. This is Virtuous Charger. I believe that is a woman on there. Virtuous Charger. Oh, right. What is that? I heard some breathing. Heavy breathing just now. Here's a cool owl. This is a celestial giant owl. Woodsy owl. Let me see if, let me just check real quick to see if the dogs want to come in. Oh, what do we got going on over here? I heard heavy breathing. It was kind of creepy. What was that? It wasn't a dog. What was that? Heavy breathing. That was very creepy. Now I'm wondering what that was. Okay. What else can I show you that's cool? This guy is neat. I got him from just a random bin at Atomic Comics for $1. I believe he was already painted. He doesn't have a name. He's just sort of a skull creature, a skeleton-like ogre or something. I don't know. I already showed you that one. These guys are cool. I have two of these. These are called, hang on, Intellect Devourer. Oh, my finger's all over the camera, sorry. This is an Intellect Devourer. So you can just see he is just pure brain with some arms and legs. I got a couple of those. And I got like 4 or 5 of these Strahd zombies. Dun, dun, dun. If you are not familiar with Strahd von Barovich, he is way, I'll tell you, he's way cooler than Dracula. So that's a Strahd zombie. You got a bunch of those if you do an attack or anything by them. Let's see, what else grabs my attention that I can show you? Because I don't really want this to go too much longer. We're already at 35 minutes. Oh, this is my favorite dwarf. I got this from a $1 pack. It's just the most detailed. Gimli was his name, I think, from Lord of the Rings. And he is just cool, man. He's coming out with both axes swinging. He is pre-painted, really good. Did a really good job on the paint. He's awesome. Oh, you know what I want to show you? I got a couple of metal pewter minis. Here they are. My nephew gave me these. These are very cool. Let's see. Does it have it doesn't have the name on them. But this is some sort of warrior woman. Could be a princess or just part of a army. But yeah, I would definitely not recommend painting pewter miniatures if you have them, okay? And then this is probably my favorite dwarf of all because he's pewter and because I just love dwarfs. He is just a battle-ready dwarf. The close-up stuff tends to stay in focus better if I'm moving with it. Let's see, come on, dwarf. I just really like the detail on him. Pewter. Pewter. Don't paint your pewters. Ugh. And I have some here's a neat looking character here. This is, hang on, let me read it. It says Skull Crusher Ogre. Skull Crusher Ogre. There you go. Got all kinds of heavy armor. Good paint job on him. And these are some random things. I don't know where I found these. Like, I feel like a craft store or something. Let me show you. These are just random farm animals. You can use these in your village. There's a couple of, there's a cow, a couple of cows, a bull, a sheep, a chicken, a horse, and a pig. And those are just made out of rubber, so they're real easy to fool with. Here's some of the unpainted. All the unpainted ones I have are over here, these white ones. And those are all dwarfs. I love dwarfs. They're my favorite. I do plan on painting those someday, maybe. Let's see what this one is. This is a Angel of Vengeance. Dun, 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 dun. Angel of Vengeance. Pretty creepy. No face. Translucent. Wings. Ready for battle. What's this bright blue thing here? This is a Grick. Probably familiar with these for you hardcore D&D fans. That is a Grick. I wish I had more variety and types of beholders, and I wish I had a Demigorgon. This is a spider. I have several of these. Let's see if I can get them to focus for you. Death Jump spider. I've got like 3 or 4 of those. Here, I'll show you another one I painted. There's 2 snakes. Where are they? Here they are, right here. All right, so see if you can guess which one I painted and which one was pre-painted. There. Green and sort of a brown. The brown one is the one that was pre-painted. I painted the green one. It was one of the earlier ones I did. I was very proud of how I did his eyes. I think I used a toothpick to make those tiny little dots. Oh no, that pre-painted one looks a little more ferocious. He's just got more evil eyes, I guess. Snake. And this one's called a Fiendish snake. So, you know, either or. Anyway, you gotta have snakes. You can't play D&D without snakes and wolves. What else? What else? I kind of went through the very best of the best for you already. This one's neat. Sort of looks like a, what's this one called? A brass Ghullam. Check him out. He's leaning a little bit too much. He could use some heat treatment to correct that problem. But he looks like he's made of all brass. What else? What else reaches out to me? I think, oh, you know what? There's a Strahd character I wanted to show you. A cool looking Strahd. Here he is. I think this is actually, yep, Count Strahd von Zarovich. That's how you say his name. I always forget that last name. Check him out. He is just ready to pounce. He is on you with a quickness. He's got his staff. He has his cape, which sort of looks like it's getting in his way there, but... Oh, I didn't know I could zoom in even more. Wow, check that out. So that's Strahd for you there. I think I'll lose a lot of resolution when I do that, though, you know? Okay. Anyway, we'll show you a couple more and then we'll wrap it up. This is a box or a bag of wood pieces. I think I may have got this from the Dollar Tree or somewhere. It's just a bag of wood, and I use this for making walls. You can use it in a bar scene for tables and benches for patrons to drink, and you can create a bar on top of your maps. Here's just a typical, this is what my Bones Reaper is an example of one. I think this is another one I may have gotten from my wife. Sinessa, Hellborn Sorceress. Unopened, unpainted, but that's what they look like. See, once you take them out of the package, though, it just says Reaper Miniatures on the bottom. It doesn't say what they are, so I guess it's important to keep those cards if you want to know what they are. And then in here, my brother-in-law, whoops, sorry, I'm blocking the camera. My brother-in-law got me this. This is a Mimic, chest Mimic carrying case. You can put whatever you want in here. You can open up, and let's see what is in here. How am I going to hold this camera with one hand and unzip it and not get in the way with my finger? Okay, what do we have in here? We have barrels. There's a little barrel. Another little barrel of ale. You know, this is great for a bar. There's a chair in here. And there's these piles, large and small piles of gold and treasure. I don't know why that won't focus. But that is just golden treasure. So I think that might be it. I think we're going to go ahead and wrap it up. I showed you the best of the best, pretty much. There's, God, how many do you think are here? why don't you comment on that on the page? How many miniatures are on this table? Because this is pretty much the extent. I might have just a little handful in other various places. Plus, I wanted to show you my dice, but I forgot to take them out. I got a bunch of dice. I've got like, I don't know, 80 or 120 dice or something. I would guess, if I had to guess, I would say there are 300. Maybe a little bit more than 300 miniatures here. My guess. I don't know. There's a lot of little ones. If you just look at it. Now, I don't know if anybody's a fan or has seen the Toy Story movies, but if these little guys came to life when I was sleeping or not home, they could do some damage. Not individually, but as a team, a marauding team. I think there might be more bad guys here with more powers than good guys. So the bad guys would defeat all the good guys. Showed you this Gandalf one already, didn't I? That's Gandalf. All right, so once we reach the 45-minute mark, I'm going to go ahead and end it. But I want to thank everybody for joining. You know, I'm experimenting. I'm learning new things. I'm learning how to do this picture-in-picture thing. Hopefully that's working out okay. And the audio's good. I didn't want to really add any music because I'm worried about copyright issues, and I don't want to get a notice from YouTube saying, hey, this song belongs to somebody else, so they're going to make money off your video or whatever. Anyway, there's the GoPro, and as you can see on the GoPro, I'm holding the camera, the phone. Yeah. There are a bunch of other cool miniatures here. It's just too many, and they're small, so we're going to go ahead and wrap it up. I want to thank everybody for joining me today. And let's, like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell for notifications so you know when I post new videos. I am just all over the place. I am not just strictly a D&D guy. I am, how do you turn this light off? There we go. I like hunting. I like fishing. I like outdoorsy stuff, paddleboarding, canoeing, diving, the beach, D&D. I have just so many interests. It's almost sickening. I want to learn to play the keyboard too. I'll probably document that on YouTube. But anyway, thank you so much everyone for watching. I had a great time today, and once again, like, comment, and subscribe, and let's see your miniature videos. Bye. Hey, what are you still doing here? The video's over. No, I'm just kidding. Listen, if you stuck around for that entire video, good on you. That's amazing. That was an incredibly boring video, and I'm glad you found interest in it, and I thought I was the only person interested in that kind of stuff. But I have a special bonus treat for you. This is an additional lost footage, additional footage that we found of me looking at some of my brother-in-law's newer miniatures when he's got some really cool ones. So stick around and watch this. All right, it is now time to get a close-up look at these miniatures. The first ones we're going to look at belong to my brother-in-law, and let's see, the first one we have is a pre-painted zombie, Carnathi zombie. Is this one of the newer ones?
I'm not sure.
Okay, so there he is in all his glory. Now, Carnathi, is this Wizards of the Coast or no?
It's might be Pathfinder. I'm not sure.
Oh no, it says Wizards. 2005 Wizards. Anyway, he's a pretty mighty looking warrior dude. He looks like he has sort of a zombie skeleton look going on with him. I wish I had like one of those little rotating. I could probably set this up with my turntable, but that would be so complicated to do. But there you go. Okay, yeah. And now you just have one of these? Or do you have like an army of them?
Oh, I have just one of that one.
Okay, very cool. This one is called, this is also a Wizard's Skeletal Legionnaire. Ooh. And you said these are all new ones that I haven't seen?
Mm-hmm.
Skeletal Legionnaire. Wow, look at that detail. He is also pre-painted. See the work on him there. Very good. Okay. All right. What else you got? What is this one? This is a. Golly, that's hard hard to read. Wizards. Palzo Publishing. White, 5 of 12. Oh, he looks like a sort of an old zombie pirate. You see his face there. All right, that's cool. Might have to move a little. I don't want to spend too much time on each one, but just want to say what they are at least. Skeletal Archer. Nice. Skeletal Archer. He's got the quiver on the back. He's got a sword. He is ready for action. And that is also Wizards. 2005 Wizards. Can I look at these? Are these next in line? Okay, this is a skeleton. 1 of 12. WizKids NECA 2013. There we go. Just your basic skeleton with shield and sword, ready for action. If you had an army of those, you would be in trouble.
I have several.
And is this another one? Yeah, skeleton 1 of 12. Oh, is he the exact same one? Oh yeah, he is. Okay, we don't need to. All right, and this is a vampire spawn. Ooh, nice. Jeez, very creepy looking. Good for a Ravenloft campaign for sure. And here we have, man, you got a lot of pre-painted ones, huh? Mm-hmm. This one's called Gassed. 8 of 44 in the series. You don't happen to know what series these are a part of, do you?
I think that one's from the Monster Manual ones.
Okay. Good looking, good looking. I love the pre-painted ones. Okay. I was saving the good stuff for last, right? All right, this one is Sea Spawn, 23 of 45. He looks he's got a sort of an angry warrior creature from the Black Lagoon kind of look to him.
Oh, you get a thing. What are these called? Adventure board?
Maps.
Map. It's cool. What's up, Leah?
Oh, this one is very cool looking. I lost everything. Pardon me, folks.
Oh, puppy. Okay, puppy.
What is this one called? Cleric of Nerol, 30 of 60, LE 28, Cleric of Nerol, 2003 Wizards. Wizards of the Coast. Got some good detail there. That's a scythe. This scythe, this is what Elmer Fudd uses now to try to hunt and kill Bugs Bunny, which is supposed to be way less violent than a shotgun, apparently. And this one actually has boobs. This must be a female. Did it say female on the bottom? I don't... No, it just says cleric. Okay, but this is a female. Very good paint job. Awesome, vivid red cape. Nice, very nice. That's my favorite one so far. All right. Ooh, this looks like some sort of executioner. Half orc, 36 of 60, LE 23, executioner. He means business. Wow. That is neato. And here, what is this guy? Jesus, how are you gonna read that? Are you kidding me? He is a Flame Skull, 29 of 60, LE 25, 2005 Wizards. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get him. Flame Skull. So if you look at that, he is a green flaming skull. Yeah, that could be a nice surprise in a dungeon crawl. Ooh, this one's fun. What is that, a bat? No, it's a sturge. It looks like some sort of
They're kind of like fleshy mosquitoes.
yeah, this looks sort of like the things that attacked the Millennium Falcon when they were caught inside that giant worm. They kept suctioning themselves to the side of it, but I think they're smaller. Little creepy little dude. All right. I wouldn't want to run into a dozen of those.
That one's up your alley.
Gold Dwarf Soldier, 5 of 60, LG 17. Oh man, he is awesome. My new favorite one. Yep. I love me some dwarves. Look at that guy. He's got the helmet, the beard, the awesome shield. Love the paint job on that shield. And the detail on his armor, his chainmail. Very nice. So what do you buy these in blister packs or mystery boxes?
Pack.
And there's like 5 in there?
Yeah, there's usually like 3 or 4 little ones and
one big one.
one big one.
Hero of Valhalla, 2006 Wizards, 18 of 60. All right. Okay. Oh, he's like sort of a Viking kind of dude. Nice. I like the blue cape. Very cool. Oh, what is this dude here? Some kind of mushroom dude. My Conid Guard, 41 of 60 LE9. He looks like a mushroom monster to me. I could see these guys being dormant until you walked right up on them, and then they come to life and get you. I have to put my hand in the background, or it'll focus on these guys. That's the autofocus. This is a little Nilbog. This appears to be a type of goblin. He looks like the court jester.
It's kind of like a goblin god.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wait a minute. What's his name?
Nilbog. It's goblin backwards.
Yeah, okay. Goblin backwards. I thought that sounded familiar. Okay, yeah. So he might be a little more powerful to defeat, or he might be somebody you could negotiate with on behalf of them. All right, this is a Twig Blight. Oh, so he's like a little miniature stick dude. He's like Groot, but probably not as friendly. Like the wood paint on that looks good. I love miniatures. All right, and here's your typical, I think I have this exact same one.
I think so.
This is just your typical Goblin Commando. And he is ready. He is not going to take any crap from anyone. And you get him and 4 or 5 of his friends together, and you got a formidable opponent. All right, this one is, can you read that? Let me see. No, that's going to be too difficult. This is a Magman. And he's like a little fire demon, it looks like. Wow, pretty cool. I should have clipped my fingernails. They look gross.
Video?
Yeah. All right, next up we have, I like the ones that it's written white on the bottom.
Too.
You can actually read that. Half Orc Barbarian, 25 of 40. Okay. He looks sort of lurchy. What's he have his hand out for? Just okay. He could use that, I guess, as just to guard himself. All right. This is Kobold. 38 of 60, LE20. Just your typical kobold. He looks like one of, not a fighter though. Maybe one of their wise men or something.
This one is one of the ones that I had gotten in the Ravenloft board game, but this one's a pre-painted one from one of the bundle packs.
But so you didn't come with the Ravenloft board game?
I got the same exact miniature unpainted from
Okay. Now, do I still have that?
Probably.
Okay. I've been meaning to teach Jen how to play that. But... Well, what is this one? This one is a Cleric of Laugzed. He looks like some sort of lizard folk. Reminds me of the Sarlacc from Land of the Lost. A little bit. Got the tail, nice tail there. All right.
These 3 are my newest.
These are the newest ones. The Calarak Curie. This looks like some sort of half, like part insect, part scorpion, surrounded by a, what? How did you describe that?
Magic force?
Yes, it's kind of neat because it has those little dots in it. It looks like salmon eggs or something, or tadpole eggs. Okay, all right. Let's see. This is a neat looking one. Very good paint job on that. This is the Undying Soldier. So this is not a good guy, right?
I have no idea.
I mean, of course you could use any of these as a what do you call it? An NPC. Not a monster, just
Or player.
Right.
Well,
yeah. This is the Warforged 14 of 44. Oh, he's got some sort of Iron Man kind of helmet there. And
Warforged are like robots.
shield. Okay. And he's from the D&D world?
Ever on D&D.
All right. What else we got here? Oh, here come the good ones. Here come the really good ones. I love the bears. Werebear. There it is. That's the official werebear. If you've been wondering what they really look like, this is I love the teeth. The eyes are great. If you guys ever paint them at home and you want to figure out how to do your eyes like this, the secret is a toothpick and an incredibly still hand. You just dab a tiny little bit of white on that toothpick and you can make some pretty amazing eyes. I love the fur. I love the dry brush that they used on there. Okay, neat. Ooh, owlbear. Beaky. Okay. Wow, this guy is huge. I don't know if I can get him in there. Might have to lean the camera back. There we go. Beaky. Wow. That is a formidable opponent there. Must take a lot of... Must be able to take a lot of hit points, right?
Yeah.
Is that right? Am I saying that right? Nice. That is a beefy figure right there. All right, now we have Cyclops. Dun, dun, dun. Cyclops. There he is in his full... And he means business, ladies and gentlemen. Let me tell you. That is for real Cyclops. Hey, speaking of Cyclops, have you talked to your dad lately? I'm just kidding. I'm joking around. Never mind. All right. Who's this one here? Did you hear that joke, Jen? Planetar Angel. Planetar Angel. Neat. Wow, I like the flying effect on that. Very cool. Jen, did you hear the joke?
No, I didn't hear it.
Oh, I was playing with the Cyclops figure, and I said, speaking of Cyclops, have you talked to your dad lately? Yeah. All right. Ooh, this one's awesome. This must be Fire Giant King. Isn't he on the cover of one of the...
Monster Manual.
Yeah.
Or Player's Handbook.
Player's Handbook, yeah. There he is. His eyes, I'm not that crazy about his eyes, but I like his armor.
Well, his whole head's like kind of transparent.
Yeah, I guess. He just, I can't really relate to a character unless I can see clear pupils, and I don't see them on him, but paint job is really good though. Very nice. I think he takes wardrobe tips from Kiss. Those boots. Oh man, here we go. You know I love beholders. They're my favorite.
That's not a beholder.
It is not. It's a corpse flower. This is not a beholder. Wow, look at that thing, huh? That is cray-cray. Wow, look at that. Corpse flower. That's another one that
It's
could
a beholder.
It's not actually. I know. I thought it was too at first. Ah, here's a beholder. But he's probably called a beholder. Yes, he is. There you go, folks. This is what D&D is all about right here. This is about one of the most formidable monsters you're ever going to come across, because each one of those eyes has a different effect on players. And it's hard to escape them. A lot of times you have to incapacitate these fellows one eye at a time. Wow, love that floating illusion. Mm-hmm. All right, any more you want to show off?
Those are my new ones.
All right, so we're going to go ahead and switch on over to the mystery box that I have, about 1,000 figures, and we'll pick up from there.